All right, guys, big thank you for those. So this tutorial now, we won't just run this simple podcast page where this for the screen here. And we use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript now to tidy this stuff. So this tutorial now go do responsive, and by responsive now, when we shrink the screen, it will adapt to different device viewports, right? So currently now we do desktop now. Then if I start to shrink and go down, like say tablets, you see how it does change. We don't get this our hamburger button here to click and open this menu, right? And you notice this share episode now, the break come down here. Then if we take them further down to mobile, you see how I'm saying the design does change a little bit, right? Because this whole description where this place now, it don't vanish. Then this player will get for this banner for the top here, it appear now somewhere around here. You get. So I wait to one start. I wait to one run today with this, and we'll use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript now take tidy. So quickly before we jump into the tutorial, I will just give on us some overview on the files and we're gonna need to set up before we start to jump into the tutorial. So normally now you need your code editor, which is anyone good, but like me and a VS Code that I use, and I don't see many people have VS Code that they use too. So that one did. Then I already create boilerplates for this tutorial because we'll not just start to use HTML and SCSS file from scratch like that. I don't create some special files and some functions now where go aid our design and our coding process, right? And I go leave the link now to that boilerplate now for the description of this video. So I go show now how to clone them. I mean this from GitHub. So I'll show now how to clone them, then we'll just set them up quickly now before we dive into the tutorial. And to clone this stuff now, you click on this code. So when you click on the link now for the description of the video now, you come this code here, you click on, then you select this copy button. What you go do, you go just go to the folder where you want to run this stuff. Like me now, I did my desktop here now. So I might just increase this thing first. I did my desktop, I'll just right click, I'll create a new folder, then I'll call them Soundbox, or since we're in a soundtrack now, I'll just say soundtrack, right? This folder I'll create my desktop here. I'll go open them here inside my code editor. So I don't open the folder, right? Shows the autos later. So inside VS Code now, it gets your own integrated terminal, so that by the time you work on any folder here now, you see and say it already points directly to the folder where you work with. So here now, just come direct and just type git clone, then I'll paste that URL where I copy. If you press enter like this, now you just download the folder, but to download just the files inside this folder we'll create now, just give them space, then press dot, enter. So you could just clone all the files now where they inside this our repo now straight to this soundtrack folder we'll create. And currently, if you finish this one, you see and say we'll get package.json here. So basically package.json, I'll just show you the dependencies and just the details of which go get this whole project up and running. All right, what do we need to do now? These are our dependencies now, we need to install them. So we'll just say npm install, and they go download all of them. You see, I say the node modules will show. You go download, and if you type npm run dev, it does start our live server. So if we enter this particular URL now for our browser, you see and say they show soundtrack now. for my index.html. All right. So if we just come here now, just do any simple thing, lorem, save, automatically now it all refresh and it all load changes for us. So this is going to make your life much more easier as you tidy your project. So now one of the things will be like say, go help us for this particular tutorial. Then another thing again, quickly, if you notice, I don't really get those CSS and those stuffs here. Why? Because I use Vite now to build this thing now. I'll just work on it quickly through the files so like so we get for inside this boilerplate. If you look the main.js now, they call my main.scss file now inside the main.js because Vite now go to build them based on this SAS build what we get here, SAS dependence what we get here. Also, the way this thing link now be saying, if you look this our URL here now, or the part here, you see I say SCSS now, this is the folder, then we'll get the file main.scss now inside the folder, right? So now we come to the SCSS folder. If you look inside the SCSS folder, we'll get this main.scss. So this main.scss now linked to every other SCSS files that what we need now to work on this particular design or project. So we'll get utilities folder, then the components folder, the templates part. So the template part now going to be all this don't refresh out. The template part now going to be all the different section of that our particular our design. In fact, I might just open this in here, self. Because now the inspiration to the design. This one. So the inspiration to the design be this. So the templates parts folder will contain all the different sections and their design because I don't want to just use one single file now to create every single thing, right? And they break all these sections now into different blocks now. Then will they style those different blocks? Then will they put all of them together now as one particular file, right? So done have a template parts. Then when you come the components, we get this hamburger setting. So this hamburger now basically this our hamburger bar where at the top here where they activate the mobile menu, right? So now they do that from scratch. They use a particular library from Jonathan Saw called Tasty Hamburgers, and I already had them here now. It already download. So that's what they use. So these are the settings for that hamburger, right? So during the course of the tutorial now, you see the settings and everything. Then another thing again, the utils folder will get breakpoints. So this breakpoint.scss now just the key things where I say we need and what you just need to understand before we go start to do the major job, right? So this breakpoints.scss now contain all the different breakpoints now for different parts of the screens, right? So maybe tablets, we start our tablet from like 1024 pixel of our screen viewports, right? So our phone we start on 768, then phone medium 600, phone small 425, then very very small devices now 320, right? So now for the breakpoints, then we use configs. This sets all the colors what we need for this particular tutorial. Then we get typography. Typography now with the imports Henry Sands. I'm not sure saying the original, well, not be the original, but just something close. So they use Henry Sands now. They grab them from this website. CDN font. So they get some kind nice fonts what if you just use. So all you need to do, if say maybe this one you want to use now, just select them and I will show you how to add them to your project. So I just use the import way or copy the import then I'll place them here, right? Then at the end of the day now, inside this base.scss now, you see how I import every single of these files now, from the resets to the mixins file, the typography, the wrapper, every single thing now they put over the base here. Then this base now this main.scss the C. You see how the base now the main.scss the C. And every of this folder now they get a base file. Template parts get a base file. Components get a base file, right? So done for that. Then we get reset CSS. So they grab this code from Eric Meyer. I could drop the link of Eric Meyer website for the description of this video so that you see observe on yourself. Then we get the layouts. This layout are just my own type of reset. Maybe some things here like so I don't just alter. I just call my layout here, then just to my own taste and to my own stuff. I just add some certain things here, right? And all these things have the physics change for inside the actual CSS file now for different sections. So maybe just do that. Then we get the mixins. This mixins now, we'll go out of that mixins here so they run this tutorial. But for now, just get a single mixin here, which is this flex property, because I use flex a lot. So man, not just the duplicates, the write code. I just use mixin so that it will make my code a bit tidy, right? Then which one about cover? We get this wrapper.scss. This wrapper.scss now just a container for my different sections, right? And also, yes, one very important, in fact, the key thing for this particular tutorial, now this functions.scss, because we get some nice functions here where like say we go use a lot. So you could be very foreign to some of you now. Why other put out all they used to these things before too. So they use this rem now, this rem function now to like convert our pixel values now to rem values. So instead of it to call it things okay, what will be 14 pixel for rem, you just need to type rem, open your brackets, enter the 14, automatically I go convert that to the rem value, right? And we use this rem base 16 pixel now for the calculation. So if you want to use another value like 14 or 18, if you just come in, you could change them. So then about that one, then another important thing again, we use fluid now for our responsiveness, right? If I put on that way. So this fluid, what do the fluids they do now? The fluid they collect 4 values, but if they collect at least the minimum they collect are 2 values, right? So they collect the smallest value and the highest value for a particular element. So for instance, now I'm gonna say where this design enter. Okay. For instance, I'm gonna say this. I always spend all my day in my workshop and create something on like 50 pixel for desktop screen. Then maybe for the mobile screen, I want to make it be like say 25 pixel. So what you could just do now, if you just say okay, type fluid, right? If you just type the fluid now, then you go enter say 25 and 50. So this 50 now they represent the value for desktop, while this 25 now the value for mobile. And what you go help do be say as the screen they resize, now automatically they calculate the calculator now down to the calculator now down to that's 25 pixel now for the mobile breakpoint or for the mobile view. And all these things now they join the determiner because this phone XL now it is okay. The value which is 25 now for this phone XS X small, while the value for 50 will be the max value for this desktop medium. So if say maybe now like full width now you want to use now, which is this X large now, if you set this maximum breakpoint now to desktop to X large, not desktop, right? No, sorry, not X large. You go use the breakpoints here, 1920. So it's down to desktop large, right? You go set down to desktop large. So when you set down to desktop large, it will start to calculate now from that desktop large down to the phone X small. So I suppose even dedicate another tutorial just to explain this fluid better, but I want just like rush so stuff before we enter inside the tutorial. I could say drop some links to this video description on this fluid typography and way of doing things now. Maybe just read them now to understand better why I utilize them, and maybe you will see reason to use them for your own personal projects, right? So that's a lot of talking, and without to talk, so we'll just quickly jump into the tutorial now. Then we see how we type this off.